means tonight when you get tired, you will walk into a room, pull back a soft layer of fabric, and sink into something designed entirely around your comfort. You will not think about it for even a second. But for nearly all of human history, that moment did not exist. There was no mattress, no pillow, no room with a door you could close, and somehow your ancestors slept anyway. The question is not whether they slept. The question is how, means, and the answer will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about rest. Your relationship with sleep feels deeply personal. It feels modern. It feels like something that belongs to you, shaped by your routine, your stress, your phone screen. But sleep is ancient, far older than you, far older than any bed ever made. And the way your ancestors fell asleep was nothing like what you do tonight. It was stranger, more social, more dangerous, means, and in some ways far more honest about what the human body actually needs. Go back 200,000 years. Your ancestors are not in homes. There are no walls, no roofs, no locks. The sun is going down. The light is dying. And somewhere out in the dark, something is moving. This is the world your body evolved inside, not the quiet bedroom, not the climate-controlled apartment. The open African savanna, where falling asleep in the wrong place meant you did not wake up. Means, anthropologist David Sampson has spent years studying sleep across human and primate evolution. His research points to something most people never consider. Early humans likely slept in trees, not on branches, not sitting upright the way other great apes did, but actually sleeping flat the way modern humans do, on platforms of woven leaves and branches built above the ground. This distinction matters more than it sounds. Sleeping flat means entering deep REM sleep. Deep REM sleep means cognitive restoration. And cognitive restoration is what separates the human brain from every other animal that ever walked this planet. Your capacity for language, planning, creativity, empathy, all of it depends on deep sleep. Your ancestors climbed into trees not just to stay alive. They climbed into trees so that their brains could become what they needed to become. But here is the thing about sleeping in a tree. You still feel the cold, you still hear the sounds below. Means, you still know that the ground is far away. Your nervous system does not simply switch off because the sun went down. It monitors, it scans, it stays half ready. And that wiring is still inside you right now. When you lie awake at night, unable to fully let go, that is not anxiety. That is ancient threat detection doing exactly what it was built to do. Around 300,000 years ago, something shifted. Means, evidence found in South Africa at a site called Border Cave shows that early humans were constructing grass bedding on the ground. Researcher Lynn Wadley and her team discovered layers of organized plant material, including ash from burned bedding, suggesting these early people were not just lying down anywhere. They were managing their sleep environment deliberately. They were choosing softer plants. They were burning old bedding to kill insects. Means, they were placing themselves near fire, not just for warmth, but for protection. This is one of the earliest known examples of humans engineering comfort, and it was happening hundreds of thousands of years ago. Think about what that means. Long before pottery, long before agriculture, long before writing or cities or laws, human beings were already doing something recognizably human. They were preparing a place to rest. Means, they were making a choice about where and how their body would recover each night. The impulse that made you pick out your mattress is the same impulse that sent someone 300,000 years ago into a field to choose the softest grass they could find. But the physical location was only part of what made ancient sleep possible. The other part was something you almost never have anymore. Other people means anthropologist Jerome Siegel has studied modern hunter-gatherer groups, including the Hadza of Tanzania and the San of Southern Africa, to understand sleep patterns that most closely resemble what your ancestors experienced. What he found challenges nearly every modern assumption about sleep. These groups do not follow a strict 8-hour sleep schedule. They do not all fall asleep at the same time. Instead, within any given camp, there are always a few people awake at any hour of the night. Means, some are tending a fire, some are quietly talking, some are simply lying half awake, watching the dark. The group as a whole is never fully unconscious at the same time. This is not insomnia. This is biology. Your ancestors slept inside a living, breathing security system made entirely of other humans. You were not designed to fall asleep alone. That silence you feel when the house is quiet and the dark is pressing in is not neutral. Means your nervous system interprets solitary darkness as a vulnerability signal. It is waiting for the sounds of a group, the low murmur of voices, the crackle of fire, the occasional movement of another body nearby. Without those cues, some part of your brain remains alert. This is why people throughout history have shared sleeping spaces, not just out of necessity, but because the nervous system genuinely calms in the presence of others. Fire changed everything about nighttime. Means before fire was controlled, darkness belonged entirely to predators. Nocturnal animals had the advantage. The human eye, built for daylight, was effectively blind. But once your ancestors could sustain a flame through the night, the dynamic reversed. Fire created a perimeter. It created warmth, it created light, and it created something else, a gathering point, a reason for people to stay close together after dark. The campfire did not just illuminate the night, means it restructured human social behavior in ways that still echo inside you. The pull you feel toward candlelight, the way a fire draws a room together, the comfort of a lamp left on in a dark house, that is hundreds of thousands of years of nervous system programming. But sleep before beds was not only about survival, it was also shaped by something you carry every night. Temperature, your body temperature drops as you fall asleep. It rises again before you wake. Means this cycle is so fundamental that it predates clothing, architecture, and fire. And your ancestors managed it in ways far more physical than you ever do. They slept in contact with other bodies, skin to skin, not out of romance but out of thermoregulation. Shared warmth was a survival strategy. Babies slept against mothers not because of attachment theory but because the alternative was hypothermia. The emotional weight we now place on physical closeness during sleep is not a cultural invention. Means it is the ancient biology of survival translated into feeling. The position also mattered. Research by Amber Heard and colleagues in evolutionary biology suggests early humans likely defaulted to the fetal position when cold and exposed and spread out only when sufficiently warm and safe. Your sleeping position tonight is communicating something to your nervous system about how secure you feel. Means when you curl up, something old inside you is protecting your organs, conserving heat, signaling caution. When you stretch out fully, something old inside you has decided the threat level is low. You are not just choosing comfort, you are broadcasting safety status to a body that is still, in many ways, on the savannah. There is one more thing about ancient sleep that no one talks about. It was not a single long block. It was broken. Means historian Roger Eckert spent decades researching pre-industrial sleep records and found overwhelming evidence that for most of human history, people slept in two distinct phases separated by an hour or two of quiet wakefulness in the middle of the night. They called the first phase first sleep. They woke, lay still, thought, sometimes prayed, sometimes talked quietly to a partner. Then they returned to sleep for a second round before dawn. This was not insomnia. Means it was the default human sleep architecture, structured around the natural rhythms of a night without artificial light. The pressure you feel to sleep in one unbroken 8-hour stretch is not natural. It is industrial. It was the invention of the light bulb, the factory shift, and the alarm clock that collapsed your two sleeps into one and left you convinced you were failing at something your ancestors never even attempted. Means so tonight, when you walk into your room and the mattress is waiting and the temperature is perfectly controlled, understand what you are actually doing. You are the end product of 300,000 years of accumulated solutions to the problem of how a vulnerable, soft-bodied primate can safely lose consciousness in a world designed to kill it. Every comfort in that room is an answer to a danger that no longer exists. The softness is a memory of grass. Means the warmth is a memory of fire and bodies pressed together. The silence you seek is the silence that once meant you were high enough in the tree that nothing below could reach you. Your ancestors fell asleep without beds, but they never fell asleep without intention. They built their rest the way they built everything else, carefully, collectively, with one eye on the dark, and now, without thinking about any of that, so do you.